Hi everybody, Michelle here from the Appearance Clinic. Today's topic of conversation is aging skin. Lots of people ask me and come into the clinic and they are looking to rejuvenate and to get a better quality of skin. And today there seems to be a lot of emphasis on fillers and Botox, etc. And there's now a certain percentage of women that actually all look that they've come from the same gene pool just because they've overdone the fillers and the Botox. So our philosophy at the clinic is get the best quality skin that you can to minimize those looks of hyperpigmentation, just to give you a more homogenized texture to look at. And we do regularly talk about, things that affect the aging of skin, whether it's smoking, your diet, your lifestyle. So today, let's go through and cover off all those three. So first of all, let's understand that the skin is made up of three key layers. The first layer is the epidermis. That's the uppermost layer, and it protects our body. It's acidic, and it contains our natural moisturizing factor, and basically it encapsulates everything. The layer underneath that, the dermis, is composed of our blood vessels and nerve fibers, and then underneath that we have the subcutaneous, which contains our fatty tissue and our bloods and nerves and lymph supply. So they're the three key layers that we have of skin. So over time, there are things that can contribute to your skin aging, and some of those are going to be internal factors, and they might be your hereditary or genetics, or accepting that cells continually age. So the passage of time is always an internal factor on how we age. You can't look 20 when you're 50. And if you do, it looks wrong because you lose volume and you just lose some of those things that give you that youthful appearance. So we have to remember that every cell is aging at the same rate. External factors, the extrinsic factors, have to do with pollution, smoking, sun, and diet and exercise. Those things all have an impact on the body's steroid release, inflammation. So those are the things that can be controlled. Your genetics and your hereditary you cannot control, but that doesn't mean you can't make an improvement. I always ask people, what's the best piece of skin on your body? And it's usually breast tissue and buttocks, because they're the bits that have never seen the light of day. They will be in your 50s, they will be smoother, they won't have that scaly feel because they don't have all that ultraviolet damage radiation. So when we're talking about ultraviolet radiation, so let's talk about there's three types. There's UVA, B, and C. So C we're not going to worry about because it doesn't hit, it's not within our spectrum. But UVA, think of A for aging. UVB, you think of that B for burning. So UVA, whether you've gotten it's natural or it's sunbeds, it's the most dangerous of those external factors impacting on our skin. And it's at the speed at which it can do it through all the layers. It can damage your DNA, it can damage your telomeres. So it really is something that we have become more and more aware of as the research has come out. So the UVA, the aging rays, which will penetrate through cloud, rainy days, glass windows, thin fabrics, they're the ones that cause the most damage. They penetrate the skin quite deeply, and they can lead to cancer. And they are 100 times more prevalent than the UVB rays. So UVA, and I often see people, we talk about, UVA as you're driving, it's coming through the car windows. It's coming through and it's breaking down that structure of the healthy skin. So sunblock, I know I always nag about sunblock, but that's what it does. It damages and ages the skin, and it does it at a very deep level, which is why we have products like DNA Repair, because we're trying to undo some of the damage that has been done in the dermis. So UVA is the number one contributor to aging. So let's talk about another external factor, and we all did it, smoking. So not only when you smoke are you ingesting poisons, you've got 200 poisons all going over your skin. So how do you combat that? You often, when you see people that are smokers and are regular heavy smokers, their skin is asphyxiated, it's choked, it can't breathe. The upper layer is dead because of the poisons and the free radicals that it's trying to deal with. So it gives us, you get a dramatic slowdown of cellular turnover, and it results in this dry, sagging skin. And, you know, it's just... If you smoke and you're watching this, please stop. Diet. So, you know, people say, oh, chocolate gives you spots. And chocolate doesn't give you spots. But the damaging thing that's in chocolate is sugar. So we all know nowadays, you know, with the, I don't know if anyone out there has read Pure White Poison, that sugar is an evil substance, and it's added to so many things. Try and find a packet of potato chips or crisps that don't have sugar in. Here in New Zealand, in the supermarkets, I think there's 4, and they are all just potato chips with salt or black pepper, but they've all got sugar added. And why do they have sugar added? Because it's addictive. So, and there's been lots of studies now done on, you know, the effects of sugar over time and the negative impact that it has on your body. And we know that we have this rise in type 2 diabetes and all the complications that comes thereof. But a diet that's heavy in sugar is ultimately going to affect your skin. And what it does, it causes a process called glycation. So this glycation is a natural process that takes place. The glucose binds to a fat or to a protein molecule, but it doesn't have the control and action of an enzyme. And if you've got, so it's a natural process, but if you have excess sugar because of the sugar that's been added to the bread, the peanut butter, the Vegemite, the, you know, whatever it is you're eating. So when you have that excess sugar, glucose that's thrown around your circulatory system in your blood, it causes problems with your fibers. So it causes the collagen and the elastin and those cross fibers to stiffen. And what they do is it causes aging. So the elastin and your fibrin and your collagen all start to get stiff, so they're not flexible. You can't stimulate them like we would do with using IPL or using radio frequency, because they're stiff, they're hardened. And then obviously it ages your skin. So the other thing that sugar does is it contributes to inflammation. And it's the increased formation of the free radicals. So sugar in itself is really a poison for the body. So not only does it cause the problems with the type 2 diabetes and those vascular issues that they get with healing, but on the skin itself, what it's doing, it's making our collagen and our elastin fibers stiff, so they don't bend, they don't grow, we can't stimulate them, and it causes aging. Scary, hey? So free radicals. So we know that with excess sugar in your bottom, what it does is it causes the further increased formation of the free radicals. So other free radicals that you might have, or some of them are the cigarette smoke, obviously, if you're smoking, but pollution that's generally in the air. They're free radicals, and what they do is they attack the skin. So whenever you go and talk to a skin therapist or an esthetician, they're always talking about antioxidants, and you'll see that even on L'Oreal and, you know, products that are advertised on the television, it's antioxidants and peptides, because we know that good quality antioxidants and peptides, they make a difference to the free radicals that are affecting your skin. So when you think about your skin and you think about your chromosomes are these little X type things, and they have little caps on the end called telomeres. And in order for, they're also protecting the DNA, but what they do is they replicate. And if you have bombarded with sugars, free radicals, smoking, what happens is they don't have a finite life. So if they keep replicating at an advanced rate because you're constantly sunning, smoking, drinking alcohol, being dehydrated, eating sugar, they're replicating more and more, and they'll get to a point where they can no longer replicate. And if cell division is not occurring, you cannot maintain your healthy skin. When it no longer occurs is when you age. So that's why we're all about, in your 30s and your 40s, and 20s even, protect your skin, because actually you need your telomeres and your chromosomes and your DNA strands to be in really good health by the time you get to my old lady age, so that your skin is going to be in a better shape. So there's a lot of information there. Sorry about that. So key things I want people to take away from today's session is limit your ultraviolet radiation exposure, whether that be sunblocks or whether that's the sun. You need to limit it. It will damage your skin permanently and rapidly increase aging. Where's sunblock? Sunblock's good. So the other thing we always recommend with people is using the Avanti DNA Repair. So the DNA Repair Serum is a plant-derived enzymatic based, and it's to replace the body's response to that damage. So there are active ingredients in there that are light activated, and what they do is they're delivered by a liposomal delivery system. They go to your DNA strand and they help to get rid of the coproximal pyridine dimers, the CPDs, off the DNA strand and help the DNA strand repair. Also can help with the length of the size of the telomeres and chromosomes. So we always, when someone comes in and they've got sun damage or they've got that UV damage or smoking, DNA Repair, number one, goes on clean skin first thing in the morning. And then antioxidants. So whether you're using vitamin C, whether you're using some retinols, whether you've got your vitamin E, antioxidants, they scavenge the free radicals. So when those pollutants hit your skin, those antioxidants will neutralize them. So key thing, antioxidants. Stop smoking. I know your mother's told you to stop smoking, but I'm telling you to stop smoking. 200 poisons going over your skin all the time. You will not have good skin if you smoke. And reduce sugar. So we talked about the cellular glycation and what it does to your elastin. And, you know, it's a silent, like the smoking, it's a silent killer. You don't think anything of the sugar at the time when you're having your packet of crisps or you're eating your peanut butter sandwich with got added sugar in, but it's not doing you anything. It's not doing you any good whatsoever, besides what it does to your blood sugar. So get rid of the sugar, stop the fags, and get some good quality antioxidants and DNA repair with sunblock. And you will find that you can actually give your skin a chance to breathe, to glow more, to clear away the pigmentation, and just give you a better quality skin.